Do you ever say something to your elderly parent in a moment of frustration and you wish you could take it back? I had to apologize to my elderly mom last week. We went to a family outing and I picked her up, and so as we were getting her out of the vehicle, this happened to be a truck, we had a little step stool. And so as I'm trying to give her instructions on where to put her feet, where to put her hands to help her get down off the step stool, she's not listening or she's not paying attention. And out of my mouth comes, "I can't understand why you don't get this." And I felt so bad immediately. I'm a physical therapist. I've worked with elderly people my whole career. I usually have a lot of patients, and I often work with difficult patients that other therapists don't want to work with. But this was my mom, and something different happens internally when we're taking care of our elderly parent. This is something that I'm constantly working on, is making sure that when I respond, it's in a way that I don't end up feeling bad about. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm Tammy Provenzel. I'm a physical therapist and a life coach for caregivers. I make these videos as a resource for caregivers, especially of an aging parent where the relationship can make it so much harder. I've done other videos on our monkey mind. It's the internal mind chatter that runs in the background of everything we do. It judges us, it judges other people, it judges our circumstances. It's usually really harsh. And that monkey mind started in our childhood. And because of that, and because of our relationship with our parents that usually starts in our childhood, becoming a caregiver to our parent can sometimes reactivate that monkey mind, or can make it really loud, or can bring it back to the surface if we've tried years to help to calm it down some. And that's why I think that caregiving for a parent is so much harder. But there are things that we can do so that we learn to respond in ways that we feel better about, that we don't feel guilty about after. The very first thing is to be aware of what our monkey mind is saying to us. So in that moment, as I'm helping mom out of the truck, my monkey mind was probably saying something like, she should know how to do this. She should be paying attention to me. All of those shoulds doesn't help the situation. It just feeds my frustration. I didn't apologize right away. And it took me about 24 hours to really process everything. There was a strong part of me that wanted to justify that I was right, that I didn't need to apologize because I was right. It took me a little bit of time to realize that it doesn't matter if I'm right or not. Do I want to be right, or do I want to be happy in my relationship with mom? Do I want to have a good relationship with mom? That's what's most important to me. So once I put aside my need to justify that I was right, I could then take full responsibility, and that's where the apology comes in. When we take responsibility, we do a couple of different things. First, it allows us to focus on the things that we can control, and not so much on the things that really are not in our control. And in caregiving, there's a ton of things that are not in our control. Taking control always makes us feel better because we can do something about it. Then we can take a different action in the future. It makes us emotionally more resilient. We can handle more things. When we're brave enough to feel our emotions, acknowledge that we have the emotions, look at the root causes of what some of those emotions might be, then we can take some steps to address those, to maybe lessen the emotional reaction we have, to plan to do things differently. And all of those things will have the effect of making us better caregivers and making us feel better as caregivers. And for me, when I apologized, I felt like I could just let it all go. I didn't have to hold on to the frustration that comes when I am justifying what I did. And I didn't have to feel the guilt of responding in a way that I just didn't feel proud of. Thanks for watching today's video. Please like, share, subscribe, and in the comments section, let me know what you think.